Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all. Welcome to the 8th lecture from the 6th module. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about two approaches to controlling. From the viewpoint of approach to controlling techniques are of two broad types: preventive control and direct controls. Direct controls are based on feedback by measuring deviations from standards, analyzing the causes of deviations, and taking the necessary corrective steps to bring performance on the right track. You know that direct controls are just like the feedback controlling systems in an organization. And in this type of controls, an organization will choose a method or a technique which will help them to analyze the performance of the organization after the completion of a specific activity. That means direct controls help an organization to evaluate their performance and correct the deviations only after the actual performance of the duties. And these type of controls are again classified into two: partial control and overall control. Partial controls are designed for specific things like policies, wages, cash, cost, capital expenditure, etc. That means partial controls are used to control the activities of a specific area in the organization, or a specific activity in the organization, or a specific department of the organization. For example, an organization is established a technique to control the financial operations of the organization. That can be considered as a partial controlling. Suppose an organization has established a technique to evaluate the performance of the sales representatives in the organization. That can be considered as a partial controlling. Then coming to the overall controls. Overall controls are designed to measure the success of the organization as a whole against the organizational objectives. These are the methods or techniques used by the organization to evaluate the performance of the organization as a whole. They are checking whether the fundamental objectives of the organizations are going to achieve. They are not considering the individual departments or the specific areas of the organization. They are considering organization as a whole. Some of the popular techniques of overall direct controls are budget summaries and reports, profit and loss control, and return on investment. Budgets are generally prepared by an organization for the organization as a whole, and they are trying to evaluate the performance of the organization by considering budget as a base. And in case of profit and loss control, the organization is trying to evaluate the performance of the organization on the basis of the profit or the loss made by the organization for the last financial year or for the last 3 months or 6 months, etc. Then the last method, that is return on investment. This is a method or an important technique used by business organization to calculate the return expected by the organization or its investment. Then coming to the preventive controls. Preventive controls are based on the philosophy of preventing undesirable deviations from occurring by developing and maintaining highly qualified managerial staff. Preventive controlling techniques are just based on the feed-forward controlling technique, because in preventive control system, the organization is trying to prevent undesirable deviations from occurring, and feed-forward controlling is also trying to avoid the future problems by predicting the future. The basic philosophy of preventive control system is that best way to correct deviation is not to let these take place at all. The basic tool of preventive control system is to develop better managers who will look at managing and managerial problems from a wider and intelligent perspective, so that undesirable deviations caused by poor management are eliminated. Highly qualified managers will make fewer mistakes, thus reducing the need for direct controls. The principle of preventive control thus is that the higher the quality and caliber of managers, the lesser will be the need for direct control. Then coming to the assumptions of preventive control system, the first one is qualified managers make minimum errors. Preventive control system or preventive control believes that the qualified and experienced managers are going to make minimum errors in the organization. It will contribute to the development of the organization, or it will help them to control their organization in the perfect manner. Then coming to the second assumption, that is management fundamentals can be used to measure performance. According to this assumption, it believes that the managerial concept, principles, theories, techniques, etc. will help them to evaluate the performance of the managers in the organization. The usage of these fundamentals will help them to understand the ability of the manager in the organization. Then coming to the third assumption, that is the application of management fundamentals can be evaluated. This assumption is different from the preceding one in that here we are interested in the measurement of the skill with which managers apply management fundamentals to their 5 functions of planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling. For instance, in a scheme of MBO, the ability to set and achieve verifiable objectives reveals some measure of manager's performance. Such performance, as revealed by the MBO programs, is a reflection on the knowledge and the skill of a manager and his competence to occupy the particular managerial position. Then coming to the advantages of preventive control system. First one is a basis for managerial development or training. An evaluation of a manager under the philosophy of preventive control is likely to uncover deficiencies in managers. On the basis of the results of managerial evaluation and appraisal, top management can design programs for managerial training or development to overcome those deficiencies. Then coming to the second point, encouragement to self-control. Preventive control system encourages what may be called control by self-control. This is so because managers know that their mistake will be uncovered in their evaluation process and owing responsibility for mistake in their heads. They will start making voluntary corrections. In fact, a feeling of self-control turns managers into more responsible personalities. Then coming to the third one, managerial burden lightened. Preventive control lightens managerial burden caused due to efforts in correcting deviations. Preventive control, as the name implies, prevents deviations from occurring and much saves managerial time and efforts, which otherwise would have been wasted in correcting deviations had those occurred. Then coming to the fourth one, better superior-subordinate relationships. Under preventive control system, subordinate know what is expected of them, understand the nature of managing and feel a close relationship between performance and measurement. Intelligent superior managers will reciprocate this feeling by recognizing what they are expected to evaluate in subordinates and develop techniques for doing so. In a way, superior-subordinate relationships are likely to improve under the philosophy of preventive control. Okay, these are the topics I wish to discuss with you in this lecture. From this lecture, you need to understand the meaning of preventive control system, the assumptions of preventive control and the advantages of preventive control, and also try to understand the meaning of overall control and partial control. Okay, thank you.